Welcome everyone to today's exploration of one of the most transformative inventions of the modern era, the internet. In just a few decades, the internet has reshaped how we communicate, learn, and even think. But how did it all begin? Let's take a journey through the fascinating history of the internet. Our story starts in the late 1960s, a time when computers were massive machines filling entire rooms, and the idea of connecting them together seemed almost like science fiction. But in 1969, a group of visionary researchers at the U.S. Department of Defense's Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA, changed all that. They developed the Arpanet, the first network to connect computers in different locations. The Arpanet was initially designed to allow researchers to share data and access remote computers. The first message ever sent over Arpanet was supposed to be the word login, but the system crashed after just 2 letters, sending only LO. Despite this rocky start, the network quickly expanded, connecting more and more institutions. Throughout the 1970s, Arpanet continued to grow, but it was still a tool for a select few, mainly scientists and researchers. However, the fundamental protocols that make the internet work today were being developed during this time. In 1974, Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn introduced the concept of TCP/IP, a set of rules governing how data is transmitted across networks. This protocol is the foundation of the internet as we know it. The 1980s brought about significant changes. Arpanet began to evolve into something much bigger, and other networks started to connect to it, forming what we now call the internet. It was during this decade that the term internet was first coined, and by the end of the 80s, the internet was no longer just a tool for researchers. It was beginning to spread to universities, businesses, and eventually, the public. But the internet as we know it truly came to life in 1989 when a British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee proposed a system for sharing information across the internet. He called it the World Wide Web. His invention allowed for the creation of websites that could be easily accessed and navigated by anyone with a computer and an internet connection. By the early 1990s, the World Wide Web was beginning to take off. In 1991, the first website was launched, a simple page about the World Wide Web project itself. But it wasn't until the introduction of the first web browsers, like Mosaic and later Netscape, that the internet started to reach the general public. The 1990s were a time of explosive growth for the internet. The number of websites skyrocketed from a handful in the early 90s to millions by the end of the decade. The internet started to become an integral part of everyday life, giving rise to email, search engines like Google, and online shopping with companies like Amazon and eBay. Fast forward to today, and the internet is nearly unrecognizable from its humble beginnings. It's a global network connecting billions of devices, enabling everything from social media to cloud computing, online education, and much more. It has revolutionized industries, empowered individuals, and transformed societies. But as we look to the future, it's important to remember where it all started, with a simple network connecting a few computers and a vision for something greater. The internet's history is a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless drive to connect, share, and innovate. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the internet. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and share with your friends. Stay curious, stay connected, and we'll see you next time.